Well, I just popped to the shop, as mentioned in my previous video, to buy lemons. Well, a lemon and an onion, but I ended up buying 4 lemons and 3 onions because that's how they sell them. But I ended up making a phone call actually, and what I decided to do was to just take the opportunity to get some exercise in. So I'm actually back here where I started from. It took me about half an hour, maybe a half an hour walk to get back to this point. So I'm well exercised. So I will discuss a little bit as regards the conversation that I just had on the phone. Now, for those who know me and know me very well, know that I don't take people seriously. And when people talk about forgiving and forgetting, because people always tell me, oh, just ignore, don't pay any attention, or the other end, forgive them, so forth, so on. So I would say I don't need to forgive anybody because I don't take people seriously. And people would say, oh, but we all need to forgive, we all need... Oops, don't kill me, Mr. Bus Driver. Thank you. Right, yeah, so the assumption is we all need to forgive. But what people don't realize, I don't walk around, I don't carry people around in my head. So let's say, for example, I post something on Facebook or I make a video and I mention things that have happened or things that are happening. This isn't to say that it's bothering me, it's material. I keep saying every situation that I can't speak for anybody else, but for me everything is material. There is something either to learn or to share, but it's all material. So anyway, the phone call I had was in line of, I mean, it just went over my head really, but it's to do with, you know, just being given advice as to how to proceed. It's somebody who's impressed with the fact that I'm here persevering with my sister and all of that. But if you listen to the videos and see my Facebook posts, you will see that I am not the type, I don't whistle while I work. I think and I have expressed before, why the hell am I here, why me, kind of thing. So, you know, I don't pretend to be enjoying the task, and it can be a task, especially when I'm busy sewing. So if you like I'm real, I'm not gonna you know, nobody's gonna look at me, or I wouldn't like anyone to look at me and think you know, I wouldn't try to portray, well, I don't fake my personality, my persona, my moods. As it is, so it is. I don't, if I'm not in a good mood, if I'm annoyed about something, I don't hide it. I don't pretend my feelings to protect other people's feelings. So I would rather somebody else's feelings be hurt than my feelings. So in other words, if I'm not going to, if someone needs dealing with, let's say, I'm not going to tread around them. So the conversation that I was having, the person was saying that they're gonna cut someone off, but they're not gonna be honest with them and say, look, I don't want to have anything to do with you, which is the way that I do it. They're going to do it a different way. by pretending to not be available or something. But it's just very interesting the way we do things, because I'm all about growth. I keep saying that. And I said in one of the videos, I think it might be 107, I said that I didn't have a personal relationship with Jesus like the believers do or claim to do. But for me, it was no big deal. Some people would be ashamed to say that. How can you not believe in Jesus? Because that's how they're going to look at it. How can you not have a relationship with Jesus? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm that person. I do things one step at a time. So I don't force anything. I don't... It's like with people, if I get on with you, I get on with you. If I don't get on with you, then I don't get on with you. So it's very interesting just listening. And like I said, sometimes people try to tell me what I should think and what I should do. But I only ever do what I need, not so much what I need to do, but I will only do the right thing as far as I know what the right thing to do is. So I found it quite interesting. The conversation just sort of went over my head. I listened and I contributed as it was fitting. But I don't know, I think we should get to a point in time when it doesn't matter what people do, because human beings are entitled to, we all have free will and we can do whatsoever it pleases us to do. But my thing is sometimes, like for example, as regard my sister, where I get people, and in fact this is even better, I've had about 4 guys knowing the situation. Now when I'm in a serious mood, I think a person should be able to gauge your level of seriousness, whether it's, so instead of joking around, they should be able to gauge what is appropriate. So I've had these guys, supposed friends, who I think at the weekend they think it was a good idea at that point to offer themselves by way of marriage, or that I should move in with them or something. Because in regards, as I was saying, obviously I'm at my sister's place and I haven't stayed at my place for a while, and it's a matter of whether I should move, just give up the property rather than be paying X amount of rent per month. And so this is why I am single. I know I've sort of gone from one thing to another, but when I say there's absolutely nothing wrong with me, why I'm single, it's to do with, in that moment, when I can say I have contempt for a man who is so stupid to think that the appropriate thing to say to someone who is being serious and contemplating the next step, what to do in their life in all seriousness, and you're gonna come out with something stupid about marry me, move in with me or something. And now the thing is, my tone has changed. The thing is, I choose my friends. I have male friends and 1 or 2 female friends, but I don't choose any of my friends because I'm attracted to them. I choose my friends basically serve the purpose of we're able to have a conversation, because it's not even a social thing, because when I go out socially I tend to go by myself. So oh my gosh, how did I end up here? But yeah, I'm gonna just take this opportunity to say to men in general, I don't know about other women because I have my own standards, but I can say, if a woman, well, I'm speaking for myself here, if we are friends, then we are friends. And the chances are I'm not attracted to you, to any guy watching this who might think that he can slide from friendship to something else. If I'm not interested, if you are my friend, then it's a conversation thing. It's because we can have conversation. It's not because I find you attractive, or even that you're somebody that I want to hang out with. It's just that, we talk. So, like I said, I don't even know how I got to this point, but I think, okay, I know. Yeah, I was saying the conversation I had before. It was just the way people deal with things, and then the idea that they want to tell you that that's how you should deal with it as well. I just find, for me, I'm all about growth, development, and all of that. And so, I don't know, I just find it interesting whenever I find myself in a conversation. I'm not saying that I'm the world's most perfect. I'm just saying that I do me, I do my own standards. But I do find it fascinating whenever I get into a conversation and the conversation with the person was the same 5 years ago, and it never changes because there's no growth. I do think it's important. Stress is a killer. And I've just walked. I've spent like maybe an hour just walking, getting some exercise, and I'm going to go and jump in the bath now. You got one life, and you got to make the best of it. You have to live it as best as you can. And what you do is you take notes. I don't keep people around me once I see that the influence is no good. So what I say is the thing, what's that saying about? I can't remember. It's the one about I can't remember the saying. It's basically the one where you sort of about throwing people. I don't remember. My brain doesn't work. But it's one where you sort of like touching people with a barge pole, this, that, the other. Those types of phrases. I can't think of the one that I'm trying to think of. But I don't know. It's just literally you have to protect yourself from the different influences around you. Of course, we meet people come in and out of our lives. And like I said, with these 4 guys, 4 of them, I don't know, maybe did they think I'm vulnerable? Because the thing is, even when there are things not as they should be in my life, or I've got something that is going around in my head that I need to deal with, I am never vulnerable. I am never so vulnerable that some guy is going to be able to flip the situation. And like I said, to any man watching this, if you're that kind of guy who tries to pick up a woman, or I don't know, get close to a woman by virtue of the fact that she's weak, you need to reassess, because that's not a good trait. So like I said, I'm not single because I can't get a man. I'm single because I've got different standards. And on that note, I bid you good night.